And this, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the main reasons why we have the Second Amendment.
A burglary attempt at a Dallas apartment ended with a violent shootout. Before the gunfire, doorbell cameras captured one of the gunmen pretending to be a maintenance worker. When he thought no one was home, he and an accomplice tried to kick in the door. Then they found out quickly someone was inside with a gun ready to fight back.
Saturday, August 19th, around 6 p.m. A man who claims to be a maintenance worker shows up outside an apartment door at a complex off of Gannon Lane in Oak Cliff.
Can I help you? Oh, yes, they came to check your air filters.
Ethan Rodriguez talks to the man through his doorbell camera.
No one came to check the air apartment. No. Yeah, we're checking the air filters.
Rodriguez tells him no one is home and to come back another day.
Oh, much appreciated.
A few minutes later, the man comes back, this time with a friend, and they're armed. Little did they know, Rodriguez is home and had been on his phone talking to them through his doorbell camera.
So I hurried up and checked the camera to see who was all at the door, and I saw him kicking the door with a firearm and fearing for mine and my brother's life. I just let the gun go. I didn't know what to do.
Dallas police say Rodriguez fired 13 rounds, and the suspects fired back twice. No one was injured.
You know the craziest thing about this is this dude tried to kick in the door in the middle of the day. Like, this isn't something that happened in the evening or at night where people expect bad things to happen. So I have to ask this question for all the people who say, oh, well, you just give the robbers the stuff that they want and everything will be okay. Does this look like a guy who came to that particular apartment to not kill someone? Is that somebody you really want to put your life in the hands of? But at the same time, there is a lot that we can learn from this video. One of those things is understanding that, again, when it comes to self-defense, there's so many things involved. There's so many different intricacies. And I always say, when it comes to home defense, more specifically, your biggest asset is time. It's time. It's the ability to know what is happening and being able to have enough time to respond to it. So in this particular case, what actually helped them was the fact that the dude took forever to kick in the door. Never actually kicked it in. To be quite frank with you, I'm surprised that he wasn't able to kick it in, because usually those doors suck. Usually it's easy as hell to kick a door in. So I don't know if it's because he was too weak or because the doors were just that strong or the hinges were just that strong. Either way, him kicking on the door like that gave the homeowner enough time to prepare to deal with what would happen if he were to actually get in. But in this case, he didn't wait. He actually just took it upon himself to shoot through the door, which I'm not going to say was the wrong thing to do, but it is something that you really want to think about. Because if he didn't know who was on the other side of that door, yes, I know someone kicking at your door is usually considered a threat. But I've been in a situation where I had somebody banging on my door in a very aggressive manner, and I initially thought that they were trying to get into my house to do something nefarious, but they were actually just some drunk guy who was at the wrong house, or he was confused. I don't know to this day. Either way, I just waited. Now, I had the advantage because I was able to sit at the top of the staircase and the door was at the bottom of the staircase, and I can sit there with my rifle and I could just wait. But in this particular situation, they were on the same level. So he made the decision to shoot. Now, he probably made that decision to shoot because he was able to see what was going on the Ring camera and saw the gun in the guy's hand. However, I wouldn't recommend doing something like this if you don't know exactly who is at your door, why they're kicking at your door. At that point, I would say position yourself somewhere in your house and put something between you and the person trying to get into your house. Have your firearm ready to go and wait. And as soon as they cross the threshold of your house and you realize why they're there, which would be rather obvious once the door opens, then you start shooting. Now, the thing about that is, what most people don't realize is getting behind something doesn't mean that if they start shooting too, that you're gonna be completely safe. You could find yourself in a situation where you're shooting and they're shooting at you and their bullets are going through whatever it is that you're hiding, because there's a difference between what they call concealment and cover. So cover means that whatever you're behind, a bullet cannot go through. Concealment simply means they can't see you. Each of them have their benefits. Cover gives you concealment and it gives you protection from bullets going through. Concealment just hides your location so whoever it is that's trying to hurt you doesn't know where you are. Now, that brings me to my next thing. You see, I have thought to myself, what could you have in your home that would provide you some type of cover, because most things in the house don't provide cover unless you have like a wall, a brick wall or something. But even then, bullets go through walls like it's nothing. So when it comes to cover, what can you have? Now, in this case, this guy, he had a handgun, right? So with him having a handgun, I came across this product recently, and I thought it was rather ingenious. It's simple. It's a very simple concept, but it's rather ingenious if you ask me. And it's essentially a bulletproof pillow. So this is a bulletproof pillow, literally. It's bulletproof. It's from this company called RTS Tactical.
This pillow is rated at NIJ level 3A, meaning it will stop all common rounds you may face in the event of a home break-in.
I saw, I thought it was pretty awesome. I saw it, and I reached out to him. I'm like, hey, tell me a little bit more about this bulletproof pillow. Now, this particular pillow will only stop handgun rounds. It won't stop rifle rounds. But I mean, it's basically memory foam, so it's actually pretty damn comfortable. And I can feel, I mean, it's a very simple concept. They basically took a plate and they stuck it in the middle, and then they surrounded it by padding. But nonetheless, it comes just like this. You get the pillowcase, you get a nice fluffy pillow, and I actually keep this on my couch. So in the event that something like that might happen, I could technically position myself behind this in however form or manner I wish, and I could actually sit, hold my firearm ready at the door, and protect myself and get small and get behind it. And this would actually stop a bullet if it was a handgun round. Now, if you're trying to get more extreme, because they have some other awesome stuff on their website, they also have this ballistic shield. This ballistic shield will stop rifle rounds. So I can see a situation where, and look, it's not that big. As you can see, I'm sitting in a chair now and I'm able to hold it up in front of the camera with no issues whatsoever. So here, if you were to find yourself in a situation where someone was trying to break into your house, like this guy was, and say he kicked the door opens up, he comes through. Here, I position my firearm, and I'm good to go. And I have this. This is cover. This is cover. So I can get down, get small, position here, and shoot, and you'd be good to go. Now, I can hear people saying, this is fucking ridiculous. This is extreme. Why the hell would you need to have a ballistic shield in your house or a bulletproof pillow? Better question you should be asking is, why the hell are people trying to kick in people's door in the middle of the day? I don't make the rules. I just deal with the reality that I'm faced with. And if I understand that there are people willing to kick in your door in the middle of the daytime, I'm going to do what I need to do in order to protect myself and my family. So if that means I got to have a little ballistic shield sitting in the corner, or if I have a bulletproof pillow sitting on my couch or on my bed, that's what I'm going to do, especially considering how passive it is. So I say all that to say this. Be careful and understand that what you're dealing with is exactly what you think you're dealing with. On top of that, if you notice in the video, you could see that he shot through the door and you could see the rounds hitting the wall of the other apartment. And it's very important that if you're living in an apartment complex that you understand that, and you should literally sit down and map this out. You should sit in your house and say, look, if I was here and somebody came in the door here and I needed to shoot here, where would my bullets go? And understanding that would do a very good job of preventing you hitting something you really didn't want to hit. Now, all of the rounds seemingly went straight into the wall. How thick that wall was, I don't know. It looked like stucco, so I don't think it was that thick. Either way, as you use a gun for self-defense, it doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens in reality. It happens in life. And it's unfortunate that we, responding to it as law-abiding citizens, have to be concerned about these things, because criminals are not. They don't have to concern themselves mentally with, oh, where are my rounds going? They're coming to kill you anyway. So they don't care who else gets hit in the process. But we have to think about these things, because even though you may be able to protect yourself from the criminal, you may be held liable for the resulting rounds that hit somebody else, possibly. It's unfortunate that we have to undergo or deal with that type of mentality whenever we're just trying to protect our lives, but that's the reality that we live in. So just understand, and based on where you live, take the time to kind of explore your surroundings and say, if I were to pull out a firearm right now and I had to defend myself, what's on the other side of that wall? What's on the other side of that door? If I happen to miss and it goes sailing across the room, through the wall, through that door, who else could I hit? And so at least on a subconscious level, you will understand that if you find yourself in a situation where you have to protect yourself, and you can do so with the utmost level of responsibility. Now, on top of that, like I always do in these self-defense videos, I implore people to go out there and get a membership that gives you access to self-defense insurance. Because at the end of the day, if you have to actually use your firearm to protect yourself, in the moment, you're going to be so hopped up on adrenaline. There's going to be so much going on. And in your mind, you think everything you did was absolutely correct. And you may want to start saying and defending yourself, no, I did this because I did this. You are in no position whatsoever to be talking to anyone but your attorney if you find yourself in a self-defense situation. You will have so much adrenaline running through your body, and you might even be in shock, that you're not really gonna be in your right state of mind. So you wanna be in a position where all you have to think is simply, I need to call this number, they're gonna have attorneys on the other line, and they're gonna take care of this. And that's where a membership in like USCCA comes in, because not only do you get access to self-defense insurance, it'll also walk you, they have a wealth of resources that can show you so many different things about self-defense, whether it be in your home, outside of your home, inside of your car, and so much other resources from a training standpoint that you not only will have the access and the asset of having lawyers at your disposal, but you become an asset because you have so much information, and the manner in which you handle yourself when you are faced with a self-defense situation will be so much better than if you didn't have this information, that you are literally an asset with a firearm at that point. So if you want to learn more about a USCCA membership, I'm going to put a link in the description section of this video, as I always do. And don't forget to like this video, share this video, and to subscribe to the channel. And make sure you hit the bell button so that you get all the notifications for whenever I release a video. Guns aren't political. That's why I need your help getting this message to spread on YouTube by clicking the thumbs up button, leaving a comment to let me know what you think of the video, then subscribing to the channel. But most importantly, click that bell symbol. For products featured in this video, click the links in the description.